live remote on something else first. Ladies and gentlemen, a month ago, they were negotiating a so-called let the Iranians get a nuclear deal. As a result, Pastor-Saeed, in case you weren't aware, remains in prison in Iran, where he continues to serve time for the terrible, heinous crime of being a Christian. Ever since Pastor-Saeed was taken off of a bus and thrown in prison nearly 3 years ago, he has been separated from his family and has suffered abuse. He's missed out on 3 years of his children's lives and has been unable to return home to the United States, where his wife has been campaigning tirelessly for his release. For 3 years now, on the anniversary of Saeed's incarceration, his wife has now organized an annual prayer vigil for her husband. Last year, on September 20, more than 600 prayer vigils, large and small, were held around the world as people prayed for Saeed and asked God for his release. Persecuted, especially at the hands of groups much for me to get going, because now we're going to talk about vester-lee-flanagan. Much like when we were talking about Jared and his guilty plea, Vester-lee-Flanagan Jr., or the third. This former television reporter gunned down 2 journalists and wounded a 3rd person on live television. Live on the air. today, this morning, August 26th, 2015, this morning. And apparently, it was out of anger over the Charleston, South Carolina church shootings. Now, before this drama finished playing out, he killed himself, right about the time the police were closing in. A picture is emerging of a 41-year-old Vester-lee-Flanagan who easily offended and sometimes feared in the newsroom. In between his murderous rampage Wednesday morning and the time he ended his own life with a self-inflicted gunshot wound sometime before noon, Williams sent a manifesto full of his angry rantings to, of all people, ABC News. Please bear with me. Supposedly within the document, he said, "Yes, it will sound like I'm angry. The emotion I want to feel is peace." Williams had called ABC News during the last few weeks trying to pitch a story, according to ABC News. A long fax from Williams was received by ABC on Wednesday morning, time-stamped 8:26, more than an hour and a half after the shooting occurred. Williams later called the network saying that police were, quote, after me and all over the place. In the fax document, June shooting of Charleston Church as part of the reason for his crime. Dylan Roof is alleged to have shot several black parishioners during a mass killing. Later in the document, Williams expressed admiration and bullying while at work. Williams said he was attacked for being gay. Attacked. Quote, the Charleston Church has been building steadily. I've been a human powder keg for a while, just waiting to go boom. He was a human powder keg, just waiting to go boom. Now, I hate to be the one to point this out, but by his logic, if he's going to make the argument that somehow it's okay to kill people just because you've been wronged in some fashion, because you perceive that you've been on the receiving end of racial abuse, that you've been bullied for being gay, have been the same profession that you were in, but you, according to tweets that you sent out live, or the reporter, you reaction. Perhaps you should consider the fact that maybe Dylan Roof was justified. I don't think anybody would make that statement, but the logic of the truth wronged. He felt that society didn't give him his best. He felt that racial stereotypes were holding him down. And Allison Parker, a 27-year-old reporter working at a local affiliate, W. At about 6:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning had their life ended because someone perceived that they've been wronged. Vester-lee-Flanagan. In the past,